You have probably run your fingers across a sheet of printer paper and felt how even it is, despite knowing it began as rough wood. A common assumption is that paper is simply wood, flattened into a thin layer, as if it is shaved down and pressed. That assumption misses the real transformation, because paper is not made by slicing wood into sheets, but by breaking it down into fibers and rebuilding it. How does a hard, textured material turn into a flexible surface? What makes some paper smooth and others coarse? And why does paper stay strong even though it is made of tiny fragments? A clear explanation comes from the structure of wood and the controlled steps used to separate, refine, and reassemble its fibers. The first misconception to correct is that paper is wood in a thinner form. Wood is a composite material made of long cellulose fibers bound together by lignin, a natural glue-like substance. To make paper, manufacturers separate the fibers so they can be redistributed. This is done through pulping. In mechanical pulping, wood is ground to free fibers, which is efficient, but leaves more lignin and produces paper that can yellow over time, like newsprint. In chemical pulping, chemicals dissolve much of the lignin, freeing cleaner cellulose fibers and producing stronger, more stable paper. Once fibers are suspended in water, something important happens. Paper is essentially formed from a watery slurry. The fiber-water mixture is spread onto a moving mesh screen. Water drains through the screen, and fibers begin to interlock randomly, creating a wet mat. The strength of paper comes largely from how these fibers overlap and bond as they dry. Cellulose fibers have surfaces that can form many hydrogen bonds, which are weak individually, but strong in large numbers. As water leaves, fibers pull closer, and bonding increases across countless contact points. Smoothness comes from refining, filling, and finishing. Refining mechanically treats the fibers so they become more flexible and develop fine surface fibrils, tiny hair-like structures that increase bonding and reduce rough gaps. Fillers such as calcium carbonate or clay can be added to occupy spaces between fibers, increasing opacity and creating a smoother surface. Then, during pressing and drying, the sheet is compressed to reduce thickness variations and improve surface uniformity. A major final step for many papers is calendaring, where the dried paper passes through heavy rollers. These rollers compress and polish the surface, flattening high points and improving smoothness and gloss. Coated papers go further, receiving a surface layer of pigment and binder that creates a very even, ink-friendly finish, which is why magazine pages feel different from office paper. Everyday differences follow naturally from these choices. Tissues are made to be soft and absorbent, so they are less densely pressed and often have deliberate texture. Cardboard is thicker and layered for stiffness, not smoothness. Printer paper is balanced for smoothness, stiffness, and predictable ink behavior. Paper towels are engineered with void space to hold water. There are edge cases. Recycled fiber is shorter and more damaged, so it often needs additional processing or blending with virgin fiber to maintain strength and smoothness. Very smooth paper can be less absorbent, which matters for certain inks. And some papers are designed to be rough on purpose, such as watercolor paper, because texture helps hold pigment. In simple terms, paper becomes smooth because wood is broken into fibers. Those fibers are relayed into a sheet, and then the sheet is refined, filled, pressed, and often rolled smooth. This matters in everyday life, because it explains why paper quality varies, why some paper prints better, and why recycled paper can feel different. If there are other everyday manufactured materials you want explained from raw source to finished surface, you can suggest them,